name is Michael Zanders, deacon at First Baptist Church. I'm here to do an affidavit from fellow deacon Daron Thomas.
What date and time did you see Daron Thomas?
So Daron Thomas on the date of January 9th, 2012, approximately 7 to 9 p.m.
Where did you see Daron Thomas?
It's on at First Baptist Church, Road Circle.
What was Daron Thomas doing at said date and time?
Daron and a few of the other deacons, we were here to have a business meeting about building our church and getting other things grounded for our church.
And why were you there?
I was there for the same purpose, in order to try to come together so we can all get together and try to start building our church.
Did you personally speak to Daron on said day?
I spoke to Daron on several occasions on that day and time, and even before 7.
Who else was present at that time?
Myself, Deacon Kennedy, Brother Zanders, Matthew Zanders, Deacon Coley, and Pastor Gibson.
How did you come to the knowledge of the fact of the arrest of Daron Thomas?
I didn't come to the fact that he was arrested until a couple of days later. We didn't know anything about what was going on because we hadn't seen him at the meeting. And someone said that he had been arrested in Hawkinsville, Georgia.
Did you execute a statement of facts regarding said date and time?
Yes, I did. I asked several people, why was he in jail?
Did you attempt to alert the district attorney or judge involved in the case of your knowledge of events described in your statement of fact?
Yes, you know, I along with the pastor, was at the trial when they had his trial, and we went into the courtroom to be a witness that he was there at that time, and we were not allowed to speak. We was asked to leave the courtroom when the judge told the bailiff and everybody else that was standing there to tell us to leave the courtroom before we had any opportunity to speak.
In the previous question, when I asked and you said that you were told of his arrest by someone, and you said you all had not seen or heard from him in a couple of days and he was not in the meeting, what meeting are you referring to?
Well, we normally meet on Saturdays to try to have a, we have meetings like trainings for the pastor to do trainings for us on Saturdays, and sometimes we come down to, he come down to cut grass, for the church, and we didn't know where he was because the grass hadn't been cut, and we hadn't had no knowledge of where he was. I called his phone and I never got an answer.
What was the result of your attempt to notify the DA and our judge about this situation?
Well, like I said, I had no knowledge of what was going on until they was told, like it was said, that he was in jail for a particular incident that had happened. I said, well, he couldn't have been because of the fact that he was here with us. But I went to court to try to, right what was wrong, and didn't have an opportunity to speak.
Did you at any time get a subpoena or other notice from the court to appear before the grand jury of Pulaski County regarding the matter of Daron Thomas?
Never got anything, no paper, no call, no anything. Nobody from no department alerted us that we was going to have an opportunity or even a subpoena to be at court.
Were you ever interviewed by any police officer regarding the matter of Daron Thomas?
No.
Were you ever interviewed by anyone from Pulaski County District Attorney's Office?
No.
Were you ever interviewed by anyone from Pulaski County Public Defender's Office?
No.
Did you ever attend any of the hearings regarding Daron Thomas at the Hawkinsville Court in Pulaski County Superior Court?
Yes, I did.
What took place at said hearing that stood out in your mind?
What stood out in my mind is that matter of fact, the time in which we had to wait in order for him to even be called in, and then once he was called in, and myself and the pastor, along with his father and another friend, proceeded to go inside the courtroom, and there was no room to even be seated, so we all had to stand at the back of the courtroom in order to just wait for him to, be called up. And once he was called up, they asked a question. something about, did you do what he asked you to do? And Mr. Thomas proceeded to say, you're still not giving me my rights. And that way, that what stood in my mind is that it seemed like it deterred the judge. He automatically just said, you got it. All you, just get out of the court. Get him out of here. That stood up in my mind. I was like, why is the judge, what did I do? What did we do in order to deserve that type of treatment from a federal judge?
What did the district attorney do at said hearing?
District attorney, he made a statement. I guess he was trying to talk to him like he was some type of person that didn't know why he was in prison. And I was like, man, what is he saying? Why is he talking to him like that? And Mr. Thomas proceeded to respond back to him in a manner in which, it was like he was trying to belittle Mr. Thomas. And Mr. Thomas just pretty much said some statements that's like, look, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No to the question that he asked, because of the fact that I haven't been represented by an attorney. And that seemed to deter that judge. And it was kind of that really stuck out of my mind.
What did the judge do at said hearing?
The judge proceeded to ask some questions to Mr. Thomas, and Mr. Thomas responded. I guess not, he didn't respond in the way in which the judge wanted him to respond, and the judge said, he ordered us out of the courtroom, and after that, about 15 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes later, Mr. Thomas came out in handcuffs.
Did you attempt to alert the DA or judge of the information that you had regarding the case that may have had a bearing on the case?
Well, the person who was standing in the back, along with the man who ordered him to come down to who he was, but we were not allowed to say or speak or anything in the court. We was ordered out of the courtroom, so we didn't really have an opportunity to even get a chance to even speak to anybody concerning Mr. Thomas about his whereabouts.
What did the court do when you attempted to speak about said information that you wanted to alert the court of?
Well, like I said, we never had an opportunity to speak, so we were ordered out of the courtroom. So I don't know why we were ordered out, because it seemed like everybody else was in there with their families, and we were there to try to be not only a support for him, but to try to, like I say, right what was wrong, because at that said date in which they had him accused of, we could have vouched for him that he was here at the church.